Well, watching your face during that was a picture, because there are all sorts of emotions crossing in front of your eyes there. What on earth did you make of that?
Well, I know I didn't learn about it at school because my American history knowledge, it was certainly from 1776 onwards, from the Revolution onwards. I didn't know anything about prior to that date, and I've never been to New Orleans. And as far as I can remember, I've never read about it. And I swear, as far as I know, as far as I can remember, I had not any experience of this in this life.
The dates seem to be remarkably accurate, that Sylvia arrived there the year after the founding of the frontier town itself. What about the language? Words like Camachin and Minor, which we couldn't find.
I was intrigued by that, because in this particular lifetime there'd be so many different languages being spoken, because you'd have Native American, you'd have French, you'd have English being spoken, so there'd be this confluence really going on. So who knows what kind of slang you'd have ended up speaking.
There was a real, almost like a visual recognition that you almost jumped back when you saw the house.
Yeah.
Did the house ring any bells?
Yes, there was something I could even sort of feel, the colours of the doors, and just all felt very familiar to me.
So so explain the feeling then in that case of seeing the world through somebody else's eyes.
I'm not sure that I have, because they're partly my eyes, aren't they? This is the real difficulty that I have with this, that I don't know if it's me or her, or whether it's more like a Russian doll, where it's you on the outside with lots and lots of different little entities, souls, past lives, inherited memories, call it what you like, going on the inside. I don't know. You know, now I want to find out more. I might have to go and visit New Orleans for the first time. Well, in this life, certainly.
Thank you very much for the moment. There you go. Well, you've heard what Sarah thinks. Here's what our experts think.
Sarah doesn't have to have studied history in particular to have picked up information about New Orleans. She would have had to watch a documentary, potentially. She could have even read it in a magazine without recognising that she was picking up this information. She might have had friends who went there and described particular stories. It could all be a composite of information that she's put together in a narrative that suits the way she thinks about life and the way she wants life to be.
Now, the thing that struck me about Sarah was that she was so obviously a believer. She was really, really up for doing this. And then she comes up with this fantastic story. And I'm sure that she believes that it does reflect a genuine past life, something she really did live through. But it's precisely that kind of a person who's likely to come up with a very detailed kind of a story and then believe in it. If you already believe in reincarnation, this is proof.
Many people's past life regressions can challenge what's been written about history, and I think Sarah's is a good example of that. She was obviously very deeply in a past life, in my opinion, and why shouldn't she have had a positive experience of kindness of people? There's always people who will be outside the norms and boundaries of what was happening at that time.
Well, it's certainly a compelling debate, but in the end, of course, I have to ask that one last question. Sarah, if I pushed you for a final answer, have you been here before?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't say yes or no. It is very compelling having seen this. And I am swayed more in the direction of thinking that there is a possibility that, yes, part of me has been here before. But it's a tricky one, and I say I'll go on pondering it forever, I think.
Join us next time for another chance to explore the possibility that we might have been here before.